Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about demonstrative adjectives and pronouns. If you look over on the right hand of my screen, you'll see this little boy here, um, and you'll see these three books. Whenever he's talking about the book closest to him, oh, why can't I get it right? Okay, whenever he talks about the book closest to him, let me look my little, let's see here if I can, this book right here. Um, then he's going to say, like, if you wanted to talk about the book closest to him, he is going to say, this book is interesting. Este libro es interesante, okay? And if he's going to talk about this book over here, it's just a little bit further than him, instead of saying este libro es interesante, hold on, I can actually type. He's going to say, ese libro es, whoopsies, libro es interesante. Let's go here and let's see, I'd like to get rid of that. Let's rewrite this one out. Here he would say, este libro es interesante. Oops. Okay, and if he's going to talk about this book way over here that's really far from him, he's going to say, this time, aquel libro es interesante. Okay, so when you talk about something that's close to you, that's when you use a form of este. And in fact, let's see if I've got an activity over here. If you look on the left, when you talk about things that are really close to the speaker, you use este, esta, estos, or estas. If you talk about something that's far from the speaker, but not really far from the speaker, you're going to use ese, esa, esos, or esas. And if you talk about something that's really far from your speaker, that's where you're going to use aquel, aquella, aquellos, aquellas. Okay? So you use a form of este if it's close to you, a form of ese if it's a little far from you, and a form of aquel if it's way far from you. So what you're saying here is this book is interesting, that book is interesting, and that book way over there is interesting. Now, if you go back and if you look here, you'll notice that I have multiple spellings. Well, these guys are called demonstrative adjectives and pronouns. Well, if we look at the adjective piece, if you remember before when we were doing colors, for example, you can't have a manzana rojo, but you can have a libro rojo, and you can have a manzana roja, because in Spanish, when your adjectives have to agree in gender and number with the nouns that they describe. So it would make sense, given that these guys can be used as adjectives, that there's going to have to be multiple spellings of them. So este, let's see, I have it. We'll just do it like this. Este is the masculine singular spelling of this. Esta is the feminine singular spelling of this. Estos is the masculine plural spelling of those, and estas is the feminine plural spelling of those. Okay, and that it goes all the way across. So ese is going to be the masculine singular spelling of that. Esa is the feminine singular spelling of that. Esos is the masculine plural spelling of those, and esas is the feminine plural spelling of those. And so if we go over here, aquel is the masculine singular spelling of that one way over there. Aquella is the feminine singular spelling of that one way over there. Aquellos is the masculine plural spelling of those way over there. And aquellas would be the feminine plural spelling of those way over there. So, if you see, we're going to do this little exercise here. If you see aquí in your sentence, you're going to use either esta, estos, or esas. If you see allí in your sentence, you're going to use ese, esa, esos, or esas. If you see allá, you're going to see aquel, aquella, aquellos, aquellas. So if we look here, quiero comprar blank libros allá, muy lejos. So we've got allá. Wait a minute, yeah. Okay, so we see the word allá. So allá goes with the form of aquel. So our choices are aquel, aquella, aquellos, aquellas. And the thing, what I'm saying is I want to buy that book over there really far away. Or I'm sorry, what I want to buy those books over there really far away. Books is a masculine plural word, so I need the masculine plural of these words. So if I look up there, aquel is masculine singular, so I can get rid of it. That's not masculine plural. Aquella is feminine singular, it's not masculine plural. Aquellos is masculine plural, so that's the one that I'm going to want to keep. So I can get rid of aquellas. Okay, so down here, puedes traer blank película romántica que tienes allí. Or puedes traer blank película romántica que tienes allí. This time the word that's in the sentence is allí. Okay, and if I look over at allí, my options are ese, esa, esos, esas. But I want it to agree with the noun that I'm describing because I'm saying, can you bring that romantic movie that you have over there? And since it's allí, it's over there, but it's not way over there. So these are the ones I want to pick, but this is a feminine singular word, so I want the feminine singular of these guys. Ese is masculine singular, so I'm going to get rid of it. The next one I'll come up to is esa, that is feminine and singular. Feminine singular, I have a match, so I can get rid of the rest of them. Ellos van a servir blank sandwiches fabulosos. We've got aquí cerca, so if it's aquí, my options are este, esta, estos, estas. Sandwiches is masculine and plural. Este is masculine singular, I can get rid of it. Doesn't match. Estas feminine singular, masculine plural, doesn't match. Estos is masculine plural. Sandwich is masculine plural. It matches, so I'm going to get rid of this. Okay. Blank chica aquí cerca is muy inteligente. If it's aquí cerca, again, I'm going to be looking in this column instead of writing them out. And chica is feminine singular. Feminine singular, I'm going to write esta. ¿Qué es blank cosa allá muy lejos? It's allá. So I'm going to go over here to allá. I've got aquel, aquella, aquellos, aquellas. What matches cosa, which is a feminine singular word? Aquella. Vas a beber café aquí cerca. Here's aquí. So I've got este, esta, estos, estas. Café is masculine and singular. So I'm going to find masculine and singular and I'm going to put este. ¿Quién es blank hombre allí? Here's allí. So I'm going to pick between ese, esa, esos, esas. Hombre is masculine and singular. Masculine singular. I'm going to put ese. Okay. This one's actually gender neutral. Uh-oh, I don't know how I did that. This is actually gender neutral, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, so I'm just going to go ahead and fill this one in and then we'll come back to it. Allí lejos no me gusta. Eso allí no me gusta. Okay, I'm going to skip this activity. Okay, let's look at this. María, me gustaría usar esa pelota. So I said, María, I would like to use that ball. And she says, ¿Cuál? ¿Esta en mi mano o esa en el piso? So she says, which? This one in my hand or that one on the floor? So I said, Maria, I'd like to use that ball. She says, which? This one in my hand or that one on the floor? In the first one, I mentioned ball, but Maria doesn't mention ball, but we know she's still talking about a ball. So these demonstratives can either be an adjective, um, they can be used with a noun to describe a noun. So you could say that ball, or you could say this one or that one and leave the ball out once it's already established that we're talking about a ball. So they can become a pronoun. Like in this sentence, they become a pronoun replacing the ball. But when they're a pronoun, they still need to agree with the thing they replace. So here I picked the feminine singular spelling of that because it's that ball. And here, when I'm doing this one and that one, I still have to pick the feminine spellings of this one and that one because I'm replacing ball. Okay, so let's do a little bit of practice with that. Um, I've got a little paragraph here between Eduardo and Raul, and they are in a video store trying to talk about what movies they should rent. So whenever the dialogue is going on between Eduardo and Raul, you're going to use a form of este or ese. And whenever they refer to the cajera, the cashier, or the door, you're going to use a form of aquel because they're talking about something that's far from them. So este you use with things that are closest to you. So if Eduardo is talking about videos that are in his hands, he's going to use este. If he's talking about a video that's in Raul's hands, he's going to use ese because it's a little bit further from him, and vice versa. If Raul is talking about a video in his hands, he's going to use este. And if he's talking about a video that's in Eduardo's hands, he's going to use ese. And they're both going to use aquel when they're talking about videos that are over by the door by the cashier. So the first sentence says, Raúl, ¿te gustan los videos de ciencia ficción como blank que están aquí? So he's saying, Raúl, do you like the science fiction video? Do you like science fiction videos like these that are right here? Because remember, if we use aquí, we're supposed to pick in the between the este, esta, estos, estas. And the choice that we're going to make is he's saying, do you like the science fiction video? Do you like science fiction videos like these that are right here? Um, our option for these are well, if it's these, it's estos and estas. And so what we're replacing, what are these that are right here, are going to be videos. Videos is what we're talking about, what we have mentioned initially, and then what we stopped talking about. Okay, so because it's videos, I'm going to pick estos because videos is masculine and plural, so I need my answer to also be masculine and plural. Okay. And some of you have had Spanish before, maybe noticed that there used to be an accent mark when you switch to the pronoun form, but they have since changed that rule and they no longer put the accent in. So it doesn't matter whether you're using these words as accents or, sorry, as pronouns or adjectives, you can leave the accent out. So then Raúl says, no, prefiero blank que tiene la cajera. So he prefers the videos that the cashier has, or he prefers those over there that the cashier has. And because the cashier has them, we would use a form of aquel. Sorry. Okay. And so it's a form of aquel. And these were our choices. Aquel, aquella, aquellos, aquellas. We're still talking about videos, right? He says, do you like science fiction videos like those that are right here? No, I prefer those ones by the cashier, meaning still the videos because we haven't mentioned any other noun. So we're still talking about videos, and the one that matches videos would be aquellos, so I can get rid of the other ones. Okay. Son videos de unas películas de terror. Y blank que tienes en la mano, ¿de qué son? And those that you have in your hand. So Eduardo is saying to Raul, and those that you have in your hand, he's got to say those because they're in Raul's hands, not in Eduardo's. And if it's those, it's ese, esa, esos, esas. And we're still talking about videos because he says de que son videos de comedia. So we know we're still talking about videos. So esos is the one that's going to match videos. Okay. ¿De qué son? Son videos de comedias, pero prefiero ver blank que tú tienes. So they're video comedies, but I prefer to see those that you have. He's going to still say those because Raúl is now talking about the ones that Eduardo has. He says, me encantan los videos de dibujos animados. So I love cartoons. So again, the options are ese, esa, esos, esas. And how I got there is because Raul is talking about something in Eduardo's hands. So if Raul is talking about something that he's holding, I use a form of este. If Raul is talking about something that Eduardo is holding, I use a form of ese. And if Raul is talking about something over there by the cashier or by the door, I'm going to use a form of aquel. So because we are talking about videos, he says tú tienes, meaning what Eduardo is having, we need esos because we're still talking about videos. Okay. Then Eduardo says, Raúl, ¿qué piensas de blank allá al lado de la puerta? Creo que son películas de aventuras. So he says, Raúl, what do you think about those over there by the door? Um, Again, it would be those videos, but we're getting ready to switch our noun because he's going to say, creo que son películas de aventuras. I think they're adventure movies. So then we start using feminine adjectives. So we've switched from calling these things videos to calling them movies. So this is the last time that we are going to pick, and he says allá. So we have to do a form of aquel. And if it's videos, we're going to pick aquellos. And this is the last time for a little while that we're going to be calling them videos. Now we're going to start calling them movies. So you have to be careful, um, that you make your pronoun match the noun that it's replacing. Okay. Creo que son películas de aventura. Sí, pero no son tan divertidas como blank que tengo yo. So Raúl says, yes, but they're not as much fun as these that I have. So now he's talking about the movies that are in his hands. So if they're in his hands, que tengo yo, you have to use a form of este. Okay. And if we're matching películas, then we want estas. Because estas matches películas. Son películas románticas de hace muchos años. So they're romantic films from a long time ago. Eduardo says, me gustaría llevar blank otras que tienes. I would like to take the other ones that you have. So if Eduardo was talking about movies that Raúl has, we're back to ese, esa, esos, esas. And again, we're still talking about movies, and I know that because we're saying otras, just like we were saying divertida. So if everything is agreeing femininely, then this word also needs to. So it's películas, and it's otras, so we know it's plural. Son unas películas del oeste. Are they Western movies? Raúl says, ya las vimos la semana pasada. He says, we saw them last week. El video que tiene la cajera allá es uno que no vimos. So now they're saying the video that the cashier has over there is one that we haven't seen. So now we're switching to video. Uh-oh. Okay. Quisiera ver, I would like to see that one. And since the cashier has it, we're back into aquel, aquella, oopsies, aquellos, aquellas. And since it's video, we want to go with aquel this time. Okay. Now Eduardo and Raul are ready to check out, so they move to where they're next to the cashier. So if they're talking about videos between themselves and the cashier, then it's still gonna be, it's just gonna be este or ese. We're not gonna use aquel because she's no longer far from them. They moved close to her. So they say, so Eduardo says, Perdón, señorita, ¿podemos llevar ese video? Again, we're still talking about video. Que tiene, sí, ese que tiene en la mano. Whoops, I didn't take that one out.